So I'm going to explain to you how you can get your quarter inches using the Stripology Ruler. Let's get started. There's not much to stripologize in this block, but I did want to show you how you can use the quarter inches on your rulers. I'm going to start with the mini simply because the mini here has quarter inches on one side. But how do you use that? So I'm going to start off by being on my whole number side, and I have folded my fabric just like that. And so we need a 5¼ inch square out of this gorgeous fabric. I am going to line this up, and I'm simply going to zero off, making sure that I'm horizontal on the fold, and that gives me a nice straight edge to work with. Then I'm going to turn my ruler over, and on the back side you're going to see that there's a dotted line right here, and that is for the 0 line. And so I'm going to place that dotted line right there. That's 1/4 inch from the slit. That way I can simply go over here and I can find the 5¼ right there, and then I can cut my 5¼ And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how you can do the same thing on the bigger rulers. So I'm going to use, to get my 5¼ inch square here, I'm going to use my squared ruler. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to square up this edge just to make sure that it's nice and clean. And so I do that by taking off that nice edge, and now I can line up. This one also has this 1/4 inch line, and that's my 0 line. And so now I can line this up, but this time I have to add my 1/4 inch. So I have to say, if I want a 5¼ inch, then I'm going to go over to my 5, and I've added that 1/4, and so I want to cut on that 5. That gives me my 5¼ inch square. Now I'm going to show you how to do the 4 7/8 inch squares. Okay, so I'm going to bring out my mini again. My mini is the one that will do eighths for me. If I want to do 4 7/8, that's 4½ plus 3/8 of an inch. So I can go over here. I already have a nice clean edge over here. So now what I'm going to do is line up with this gorgeous horizontal line here. And on the whole number side here, we have a 3/8 inch line and we have a 1/8 inch line. So I can take that and line it up with the 3/8 inch line right over there. And now I'm going to add to that 3/8 4½ inches. I want to do that twice, so I'm going to simply move that out over the way because I know I have a clean edge, and I'm going to do 4½ again. And then I can take these guys and I can place them. Oops, I want to make sure I keep my fabric number with that. And I can take these and stack them on top of each other. I'm going to do the same thing by getting a clean edge on the 0 first. Now I can move this over to my 3/8 inch line. 3/8 plus 4½ is going to give me my 4 7/8. And so now I have my two squares that are 4 7/8.